Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about.
Stephen A. Smith just lit the match that could burn the WNBA to the ground. On his latest interview, he didn't just throw shade. He went full scorched earth. No filters, no holding back. His exact words? Brittney Griner should be banned for life. And that's not just a hot take. It's a full-blown accusation that the league is hiding something massive. According to Stephen A., this isn't just about one player. It's about years of red flags, ignored warnings, and a league playing favorites while risking its entire reputation.
Now, this was a quote that she said. She said, "I know I may not be everyone's cup of tea in that locker room." Why is there always drama with this girl? And I thought that the caption here was interesting. She's like, working on improving myself, not proving myself.
Rumors have been swirling for years about Griner's real identity, her physical dominance, and the league's refusal to address it. Fans have dissected every clip, every highlight, every detail, and what they're finding. It's not just raising eyebrows, it's setting off alarms. And here's where it gets wild. Stephen A. claims this isn't just favoritism, it's a cover-up. A league bending over backwards to protect its golden ticket, even if it means breaking every rule in the book.
With Brittney Griner in the midst, people are actually speculating, hey, this probably really could have happened because a lot of people believe that Brittney Griner is not a female. A lot of people believe that Brittney Griner is the first male to play in the WNBA.
If even one of these allegations is true, the WNBA isn't just in trouble. It could be done for. Because fans are done whispering. They want answers. And if the league doesn't come clean soon, sponsors walk, players revolt, and the WNBA's future goes up in flames. Stephen A. isn't the first to raise questions. The internet's been on this for a long time. From Reddit threads to viral TikToks, fans have been breaking down her physique frame by frame, height, wingspan, stamina. Now here's where things get controversial. Rumors have been circulating that Brittney was born male, and while nothing's been confirmed, fans believe that explains the physical dominance, and the silence from the league is only adding fuel to the fire.
And pioneers of the game, like Earl Lloyd, Chuck Cooper, Sweetwater Clifton, the great Bill Russell, and particularly Magic Johnson, I apologize.
Stephen A. called it out directly. He didn't dance around it. If the rumors are true, then Griner's playing with an advantage that completely changes the game. And let's be real, in any other league, this would have been investigated years ago. But in the WNBA, crickets. And it's not just about her being good. It's about how she's good. Watch any highlight reel. Griner's dunking in games like it's the NBA, not the W. She's shrugging off defenders, swatting shots, and controlling the paint like she's in a totally different league. Fans are saying what the WNBA won't. This doesn't feel fair anymore. And if the league keeps ignoring it, people are starting to ask, why even call it a women's league at all?
Is it possible that's what you said?
No, would never say that. Like, there's no place for that in our league. Wouldn't say that.
So even though you can't remember, you know that was not what you said?
I know it wasn't that because I wouldn't use that type of language.
Okay.
Now here's where things go from weird to downright shady. The league won't say a word. No press conference, no investigation, no response. Just radio silence. And fans? They're not buying it. Because when something looks this off, and the league just acts like everything's fine, it feels like a cover-up. People have been demanding answers for years, and still nothing. No public testing, no official statements, not even a denial. And every day, the WNBA stays quiet. The rumors get louder. It's not just about whether Griner has a physical edge. It's about whether the league is protecting her at the expense of fairness, integrity, and player safety.
Sentiments of this kind are contrary to the principles of inclusion and respect that form the foundation of our diverse, multicultural, and multi-ethnic league. They simply have no place in the NBA. Effective immediately.
Let's be real, this isn't just favoritism. It's starting to feel like the WNBA is hiding the truth to protect its biggest star, and the fans aren't having it. Comment sections, podcasts, TikToks, they're all saying the same thing. If the league has nothing to hide, why won't they say anything? And it's not just online noise. This silence is dangerous. Because when the league refuses to speak, people start making up their own stories. That's why conspiracy videos are popping up everywhere, why people are saying the league is rigged, and why trust is completely falling apart. The WNBA's silence isn't just suspicious, it's self-destructive. Because the longer they refuse to address this, the more fans feel betrayed. And once fans start believing the whole game is fake, that's when the real damage begins. Not just to the WNBA's reputation, but to its entire future. Stephen A. Smith didn't stop at just calling out Griner. He put the entire league on blast. According to him, this isn't just a case of one player being treated like a star. This is about straight-up protection, double standards, and possibly a full-blown cover-up. Let's break it down. When other players mess up, even slightly, they face immediate consequences. Suspensions, fines, dragged through the media. Look at Angel Reese. She's been trending for weeks over a rumor she might get suspended. No proof, no confirmation, just a rumor, and the league is already ready to crack down. Now compare that to Griner. Arrested overseas, brought back in a controversial prisoner swap, surrounded by leaked documents and wild speculation, and what happened? Nothing. No suspension, no investigation, no official statement from the league. She just walked back into the WNBA like it never happened. Fans are calling it what it is: favoritism. And it's not even subtle anymore. TikToks are blowing up right now, showing the contrast. Angel Reese getting hammered in the press for alleged drama, while Griner stays untouchable, protected like royalty. And here's what really has people mad. Griner hasn't said a single word to clear her name. No denial, no demand for transparency, no effort to shut down the rumors, just silence. And that silence? It's speaking volumes. Because if there's nothing to hide, why hide? The longer she avoids the issue, the more people assume the worst. And fans aren't just speculating anymore. They're convinced the league is shielding her, and it's not just unfair. It's a risk. A risk to players. A risk to trust. And a risk that could blow up in the league's face if they keep pretending nothing's wrong. Now here's the part the WNBA really doesn't want to talk about: money. Because while the league keeps dodging questions, the people writing the checks are already hitting the brakes. Sponsors don't like drama, especially not gender scandals that go viral every other day. And right now, Brittney Griner is a walking controversy. Behind the scenes, brands are already pulling out. Some are freezing ad campaigns. Others are ghosting WNBA promotions altogether. It's subtle, but it's happening. Why? Because when Griner trends, it's for all the wrong reasons. And companies aren't risking their image just to stay in the league's good graces. And here's the kicker: the WNBA can't survive without that sponsorship money. Ticket sales alone aren't keeping the lights on. This league is fragile, and fans know it. One viral TikTok even said, if Kim Kardashian's Skims deal vanished tomorrow, the WNBA might fold. And honestly, they're not lying. Just to put it in perspective, Skims isn't just a random sponsor. It's the official underwear label for the NBA, the WNBA, and USA Basketball. If they pull the plug because of this controversy, it's not just a PR hit. It's a financial crisis. And when that money dries up, teams lose funding, players lose paychecks, and the league, it might not survive the fallout. Sponsors aren't in it for loyalty. They want clean, hype-worthy, drama-free athletes to represent their brand. And every time the WNBA lets this Griner situation spiral, they risk losing everything. Because money talks. And right now, it's saying goodbye. The WNBA might think it can weather this storm, but what happens when the players themselves say enough is enough? Word is, behind the scenes there's serious talk. Veterans, rookies, stars, some of them are ready to walk off the court if the league doesn't stop dodging the truth about Brittney Griner. The WNBA might think it can weather this storm, but what happens when the players themselves say enough is enough? Word is, behind the scenes there's serious talk. Veterans, rookies, stars, some of them are ready to walk off the court if the league doesn't stop dodging the truth about Brittney Griner. Think it won't happen? Think again. This league has already seen it before. Remember when players walked out over pay inequality? That wasn't just for show. They took a stand, mid-season, and made headlines around the world. So imagine what happens if they feel their safety is at risk. Or worse, that their whole careers are being overshadowed by a scandal they had nothing to do with. And that's exactly what's building now. Some of the older stars don't want their legacy tied to this. They didn't grind their whole careers just to get caught in the fallout of a controversy they didn't cause. And the younger players? They're looking around thinking, why should I risk injury or reputation just to protect the league's favorite? All it takes is one big name to say, I'm not playing. One. And that sets off a chain reaction the league cannot control. The moment players start sitting out, the media frenzy explodes, sponsors run faster, and fans completely check out. This isn't just a threat, it's the kind of move that can shut the league down overnight. Because if the WNBA loses the trust of its own players, the league doesn't just have a scandal, it has a revolt. As if losing fans and players wasn't enough, there's an even bigger threat looming, and this one could destroy the WNBA from the inside out. Lawsuits. Because if those leaked documents are real and it turns out the league knew but kept it quiet, then we're looking at a legal disaster. Here's how bad it could get. Players could start suing for lost contracts, stolen wins, and championship bonuses. Think about it. If they've been competing against someone with an undisclosed advantage, that's not just unfair. That's potential fraud. Careers could be ruined, and players will want payback. Sponsors? They won't sit still either. If they poured millions into what now looks like a tainted brand, you better believe they'll be demanding refunds, filing breach of contract claims, and dropping the league completely. Even fans could jump in, filing class action lawsuits for false advertising, arguing they paid money to support what they thought was a fair women's league. And it doesn't stop there. Imagine every email, every memo, every behind-the-scenes conversation getting pulled into the spotlight during discovery. If there's any proof the league tried to hide this, game over. Lawyers don't care about PR, they care about evidence. And if that evidence shows the WNBA put profits over truth, the damages could bankrupt the league before it even has a chance to fix things. This isn't just about protecting one player anymore. It's about protecting the entire foundation of the WNBA. And right now, that foundation is cracking fast. At the center of this chaos stands a name that was supposed to save the WNBA, Caitlin Clark. She's the breakout star, the ratings magnet, the player sponsors and networks are betting on to lead the league into a new era. But instead of shining in the spotlight, Caitlin's name is being drowned out by scandal, and if this continues, she might not stick around. Let's be clear. Caitlin Clark is the future. She's pulling in record-breaking viewership, drawing new fans to the league, and making brands take women's basketball seriously. But every time Brittney Griner trends for the wrong reasons, that spotlight shifts. Advertisers get nervous, networks start hesitating, and the energy that should be building around Caitlyn is getting hijacked by controversy. Insiders are already saying it. The people with the money, the sponsors, the broadcasters, the executives, they don't want drama. They want Caitlyn Clark front and center, not buried under rumors, leaked documents, and league silence. And here's the nightmare scenario. If Caitlyn starts wondering whether this league is worth the headache, she could walk away. And if she does, it's over. No Clark, no future, no new fans, no big contracts, no league revival. The WNBA would lose its biggest asset right when it needs her most. So now, the league faces an impossible choice. Keep protecting its most controversial player or protect what's left of its reputation. Because every day they keep making exceptions for Griner, the damage gets worse. Fans are turning off the TV. Sponsors are holding their wallets. Players are ready to walk. And the league is one headline away from total collapse. Stephen A. Smith didn't just start a conversation. He might have exposed the scandal that brings the whole thing crashing down. And if the receipts he hinted at actually drop, it won't just be Griner who gets banned. The WNBA might not survive the season.